Thank you so much, Shruti. Thanks for having me.
On that note, on the hot seat today, Lucidity, a cloud storage platform which helps businesses keep cloud storage neat, tidy and cost efficient, has raised $5.3 million rupees in seed funding led by Alpha Wave Investments. Other investors that participated in this round include BNext, Bloom Ventures, Bold Capital and New Ventures, to name a few. Now, to discuss the company's fund allocation plans and growth story is Nitin Bhadoria, the co-founder of Lucidity. Nitin, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Like I said, you're an AI-enabled software for cloud storage. So take us through how it works and how are you making business more efficient for your clients?
All right. Thanks, Sarthi, first of all, for having me here. And as you rightly mentioned, Lucidity is an AI-enabled layer on top of your cloud storage, which is your AWS, Azure, and GCP of the world, which makes your cloud storage cheaper, faster, and better. Now, these are not just subjective metrics. The moment, let's say, if any of a customer deploy Lucidity on top of their cloud storage, it reduces the cost by up to 70%, ensures you never have a downtime, even in peak hours, and deliver all of these capabilities at a click of a button, right? Now, to take you back how the concept is, and this is a very innovative concept which you have built. So let me relate it with a very live example which you can relate to. So if you buy a laptop, right? You probably buy a 512 GB disk along with that, and you have paid for it. You might just have 100 GB data in that. So you're actually wasting 60 to 70% of the cost, but unfortunately you can't do anything about it, right? You've already paid for it. But in cloud, this is very much possible. Like you can remove the disk, use it as depending on the usage. However, to do that, it's very technically challenging. Imagine there is a live disk which is serving traffic. How do you shrink it? How do you increase it, right? It might lead to performance loss. And that's where the organizations worldwide were wasting significant money in over-provisioning, which is what Lucidity as a layer has solved. We are building a first product which has built the capability to shrink and expand the disk as and when required. So hence, now you don't need to pay for 70% of your cost, which is getting wasted.
Right. And we will discuss
Lucidity.
We will discuss your products in detail as well, but you've raised $5 million, so where's the money going to go? Will most of it go into new tech innovation?
So like you mentioned, it's a deep tech product. So 60 to 70% of the money will be going in product development because we need to have great engineers who can build this tech. The rest 30 to 40% would be going in expansion in a different geography. So we just opened our Abu Dhabi office,
right,
and we opened our New York office. So we are hiring a sales team there to expand globally.
All right. And if you could quickly take us through the kind of products you have on offer, what is the new kind of tech that you're also looking at going into the future? What's the potential?
So we want to be an expert in storage, cloud storage, right? So we are building a layer which makes your storage faster, better, cheaper. We have just released the first module which makes it cheaper without any downtime. And in the next 2-3 years, you will see a lot of offerings coming in which are making you faster and more reliant, but only restricted to cloud storage.
All right. So you're also going to use the funds, like you said, to fuel your expansion plans. And you said you've just opened up your offices in Abu Dhabi and New York. What are the other markets you're eyeing, and how soon are you going to enter these newer markets as well?
Arundhati, I think we are still very early stage. I think our 70 to 80% of focus is on US market. That's the biggest market we want to crack in. At initial stage, we just want to focus on that. Probably in next to 2024, it's where we'll start exploring other market. But I think US is big enough for us to expand first.
So right now your focus is on the US. So tell me, what are the kind of revenues you're currently seeing, and where do you plan to end this year with also US being your main market? What's the revenue mix going to be like?
All right, thanks for asking this. So we took almost 1 year last year to build this product, and we went live with this product this March. And last 6 months, we have seen a phenomenal traction. A lot of Fortune 500 companies we are working with right now, dozen Fortune 500 companies in US who are using, as we speak, our product to make the cloud most efficient. We will continue to work with them potentially next 3-4 months so that we stabilize the software and we make sure that we deliver the value. We feel that next year is going to be the biggest year where we're going to expand. And the one metric which we end up tracking is not the revenue. It's basically how much data we are managing for customers.
Right.
And we hope by the end of next year, we end up probably with almost 10 to 20 petabyte of data managed for customers.
All right. Okay. So your customers, like you said, are typically enterprise and upper mid-market companies that are cloud transient or in the process of shifting their data from on-premise servers to the cloud. So take us through the kind of clients you have on board, and you're also hoping for a wider release soon. What's the plan on that front?
Right. So just to clarify, our solution actually can be used by a startup who just started their journey in cloud to a big Fortune 500 company who have been in cloud from last 10 years. However, what we've seen is the upper mid-market enterprise are taking our product by storm because they have the biggest significant pain. Now, going forward, we want to focus with them. Right now, as I said, we are working with one Fortune 500 company, retail tech, and then other data management space. We'll be able to disclose their names probably in a couple of months when we are making a bigger GA launch. This January onwards, 2023, where you will find our software now widely available across the world. Right now, we'll keep it for next 3-4 months with private launch with those selective design partners only.
All right, Nitin. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, and we wish you all the best going forward.
Thanks, Aditi, for having me here. Thank you.
All right, and some other news that's coming in. The Finance Ministry is going to set up an expert committee to address regulatory issues with regards to venture capital and private equity investments. Now, this 6-member expert committee is going to be headed by former SEBI chief M. Damodaran. The committee has to submit its report in 3 months. The announcement, remember, was made during the speech of the budget speech in FY23 in a bid to remove any friction faced by such players in making investments in India. Now, top venture capital and private equity players who are big investors in startups had met Prime Minister Modi and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in the run-up to the budget to smoothen the process of investing in India.
And with that, it's time for us to head into a short break. But coming up, organic dairy enterprise Akshay Kalpa Organic has raised $15 million in a Series B round. How does the company plan to use the funds? What's the growth outlook? We put the company's co-founder and its investor Rain Matter on the hot seat to find out more. Stay tuned.